Ugh. Hello, Jeffrey. Damn, I already capped out. Yeah, I don't want to use 3 costs with cart. I just learned that. Beautiful. You seen the 2 new markets for the Angels of Delusion? Yeah, I did. I think I posted it on my community post. Oh my god, what a lucky streak. Hello, La Pasión. Hello, Grace. How are you doing today? I'm good. Well, actually, I just woke up. And it's like 6 p.m. my time, but that should tell you how cooked it's been. I'm very happy with this small cart, man. I'm very happy. Going from S6 Kiyuan to S6 cart is like going from a $5,000 used car to a Lamborghini. I don't own a car, by the way. Like, I'm just like saying bullshit. You Asian? No, I'm Spanish. Or Hispanic is how I should say it. Hispanic, not Spanish. Nah. 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 Happy New Year. Thank you, Randy. One second, guys. I'll be right back. My bad, guys. I had to give my cousin his late Christmas present because he forgot it at my room. ZZ's absolutely cooking with the frequency of buffs, hoping HSR will follow suit. I mean, according to Adon leaks, the buffs are in 4.0. So that's decently, what is that, like every 5 patches? Because we got the last buffs in 3.4, I think, right? So we got the last buffs in 3.4, And now we're going to get the next buffs in 4.0. So that's like every 4 to 5 patches. You gonna do a ZZZ stream anytime soon? Nah. Maybe once I get Ye Xiong Guang and I like fully build her, so that I can like not embarrass myself with my skill issue in ZZZ. Because it's the one gacha game I just haven't put in any effort to learn how to play characters. I just unga bunga. They're fixing Black Swan's kit? Yeah. ZZZ is also buffing standards while HSR isn't. Well, yeah, obviously, like, ZZZ is just doing it better, but, like, I mean, there's nothing you can do about it. A lot of people need to realize that. I hate seeing it this way, too, but, like, HSR just makes so much more money than ZZZ, it's not even close. Their reason, like, they don't even have a reason to buff older characters, but they're doing it nonetheless, which is cool. Because they just make the most money out of any of the Helio games right now. Like, look at Dahlia. Dahlia is literally a worst case scenario for HSR, right? Like, dead ass. It's the absolute worst case. Supposedly, she has the worst banner sales, like, ever from, like, just beginning. And they still did 20 mils. Like, I think it's on the same level as Wuwa, basically, on the thing. Like, that's the worst patch possible for them, man. What is the most money a character made in Wuwa? Cartethia. She's the one that made the most money. I made a community post a little bit ago talking about like how insane the Ye Xiong Guang hype is. Because Ye Xiong Guang in 2 days on mobile beat Cartethia's revenue. And by now that like a few more days have passed, it's probably like surpassed it by a little bit. Suna dropkick Zhao already. In my opinion, I still really appreciate Zhao, even if she gets so-called power crept a little bit. Because she's free. Like, you don't need to pull Suna. So, I'll take it personally. Like, knowing how, like, rampant support creep in ZZZ is now that people, like, explain that shit to me, I'd rather just go for Ye Xiong Guang Mindscapes anyways. I wouldn't even want to, like, constantly reinvest in the supports, really. Five-star Yap Yap? Yep. I'm worried about the quantity of SPs in Plan Arcadia. I mean, it's understandable. However, I'm going to be honest. I kind of like the SP and the things HSR does, right? Now, the reason I like SPs and HSR specifically is because it gives older characters just more free screen time, right? Like, it's kind of the opposite of Wuwa, right? Where, like, you'll get a lot of people complaining that the on-banner character is, like, massively shilled while they're there, and it basically feels like a date. However, the second their banner is gone, it feels like they've disappeared from the story. HSR making SPs allows older characters to continuously come back in the story and be important, which I really like personally. So a mix of SPs and a mix of original characters, I think is the best case scenario. Now, of course, in like the most optimal and best world possible, they just wouldn't make SPs and they just reintroduce older characters into the story again to be important, and they'd keep selling the older character you've already spent your money on, right? Like that's the absolute best case scenario, but like they want to make money. You know what I'm saying? They do want to make money. A whole planet of SPs is too much. I mean, it isn't a whole planet though. Like it isn't. Like it's probably gonna be half and half in all honesty. Like you have Yao Guang, that's already not an SP. La Mancha isn't an SP either. Yai Sakura also isn't. Well, actually, Yai Sakura is, but like from another game, right? So she's technically original in Honkai Star Rail. There's also gonna be like probably multiple other characters that just have nothing to do with being an SP. Oh yeah, Pearl as well. Yep, Pearl. So it feels like there's going to be a 50-50 split basically. And that's only for the first half. It's completely possible that the second half what's it called? The second half has less SP characters and more original ones. I think that was already confirmed to be a fake leak, Coco. It was already like kind of fishy at the beginning. I started a new account, dropped the old one on Wua. I pulled S2 Lene and plan to pull Luke if I vertical further into the team. Should I split them up when I go into endgame? Yeah. I think Luke will end up getting his own like basic attack damage buffer of basically Lene, right? Like they'll make a Lene buffer BA damage because that's what Luke specializes in. So I think at some point you'd use like your S2 Lene to carry whatever team is weaker on your account, and then you'd obviously just go from there and build from there. Yeah, I think the chances of La Mancha being a Super Break character are very high. They'll probably end up rerunning Dahlia whenever La Mancha comes out, or they'll rerun Dahlia like one patch after. That's kind of how I see it. I think that's a very likely case scenario because we know he is in 4.0, so he's 4.1 maybe, right? And then if he's 4.1, then this means it's a little too early for Dahlia to rerun, so she'd probably rerun in the next patch. Hello, Everly. Bye, Jeffrey. Thanks for stopping by. Gabby SB. I just feel Dahlia's passive is too Firefly coded for them to add another Fire Break DPS this soon. I mean, they can just do it though. Is a thing like it's pretty easy. Just make La Mancha fire and make him appreciate ER gen. So maybe his ult is like incredibly important, like Firefly. Like when's the last time? Actually, Sparkle would be a fire DPS. I'm not gonna lie, that would be pretty crazy if they went from Fire Elation DPS to then Fire Break DPS right after. I mean, then again, we haven't gotten any fire DPS this entire version, so I could still see it happening. They made multiple ice DPSs. So, like they made Herda and Evernight. The rumored FF Nova Flare ended up just being Dahlia's kit. No, the Nova Flare for Firefly is different, guys. It's different. I already made a community post on this. Anon Leaks and a bunch of other leakers went out of their way to separate the two and say that Firefly will get a new teammate and she'll get buffed in early version 4. So it's like the combo of the two. Because people are saying, "Oh, Firefly's already in a good spot, a decent spot," and I wouldn't disagree, but like that's more because of Dahlia, not because of herself. You know what I'm saying? Like she still has many issues. Her Eidolons are also very outdated at this point, so like basically every 3.x DPS gets a 100% increase in their damage output at E2. Firefly, even with like one of the best case scenarios from version 2, gets like 50% or something. Maybe 60, I don't know. Hello, FBI. I'm biased because I hate Firefly. I mean, I haven't pulled Firefly on any of my accounts, and I'm not going to. But she is kind of like the poster girl in the game. So they would go out of their way to shill her. What would your idea be for a buff for Firefly Eidolons? I feel like it's similar to Herlos. Well, here's the thing, right? When it comes to buffing Firefly Eidolons, all you have to do is kind of copy Phanon. Because Phanon is he has an incredibly similar E2. Incredibly similar E2. And then the E1 is the only thing that isn't all that similar. I still think Firefly's E1 is good. It's just that E2. Make it so that she can trigger it maybe twice in a row. That might be too broken, so maybe not. But one thing's for sure, just add 20% fire res pen. Just like they did with Phanon's E2. And that alone would make it so that her E2 is much, much more competitive with some of the 3.x main DPSs. It's a pretty simple buff, and they could just easily take it from Phanon. They could also increase the defense ignore from the E1. Because if I remember correctly, it's like 15%. They could make it like 20 or 25. Oh yeah, Dauntless, I imagine. I'm getting Sparksy, man. I am getting Sparksy. Just hope I don't lose too many 50-50s. Break can easily overcap on Death Shred? No, they can't. No, they can't, man. It's not that easy. You need like a full team of E1s to even get close. And most people don't even use Ling Sha anyways. Yeah. Oh yeah, by the way, apparently the next update in Wua has a map expansion. So the storage is gonna get worse. Just read Vlad's message and realized that. Storage issue is getting real. If next update the game gets close to 60 gigabyte on mobile, I'm installing it because it's too much. Yeah. Far behind on Woowa. I've been ZZZ pilled this week. Understandable. I've also been trying to grind ZZZ offline, trying to get Yeshun Guang. I mean, you guys need to understand, like, as far as we know, the Wua devs really just don't give a shit about optimizing this game. Like they really don't care. They just care about making things look cooler for their PC audience that's on like fucking 5090s or some shit. How's the game less optimized than Helldivers 2? I mean, they just care more about beautiful visuals and graphics than they care about actual optimization. Like, I'm pretty sure this game just automatically takes you off of native, man. Like, every time I first download this game, it automatically puts me on DLSS or some shit. And it still lags a little bit. Like, are we serious, bro? This is why I think, um, like, no offense to Wua, but for a new version, their sales are kind of dog shit. Like they're really not good when you look at like the sensor tower thing for mobile. I genuinely think so many Wua players are just not playing on mobile anymore. It's just way too much, man. You have to think about it, right? In the West and in more privileged countries, it's probably much more common to find like newer mobile devices with like 126, 256 gig hard drives. So then it's like a little more doable. However, the second you start to actually think about like the general world population and people who are in more unfortunate situations with less space, it becomes very clear that this game, like most people can't run it. Like every time there's a new huge map expansion, I see more outrage from people about how they just can't really justify playing the game anymore because of how much space it takes up. Like it just keeps getting worse. Yeah, even 128 gig devices, like half your space is being taken up by fucking Wua. Like that's a lot, bro. That's a lot. Well, yeah, gameplay's harder too on mobile, but like dedicated mobile players will end up you know, just learning it a bit. Like for example, I'd love to have Wua downloaded on, let's say, my iPad Pro. It's a pretty old one, but it still runs Wua, right? However, I can't. It just takes up too much space, and that iPad Pro is 128 gigs. I have ZZZ and HSR on there instead because they take up way less space. I think Wuwa takes up more space than HSR and ZZZ combined, or it's close. This is a different account. Yeah, it was. Really sucks. I'm just waiting for the Ameth and Luke beta at this point, so I can see how strong they are. My guess has always been, like, when someone pushes the power ceiling in this game, it's like 20-25%. You hyped for 4.x HSR? I'm hyped for the characters. I don't know if I'm really hyped for the new version. That'll depend. I was hyped when it was like guaranteed Edo Star. But now that it's playing Arcadia, a little more questionable. But the characters for sure, yeah. I already said I love Sparksy and Yao Guang. I think it's gonna be a situation where Ameth is going to have two viable options with Mornai or Chisa. And I don't think either one will be like noticeably best in slot over the other. I could be wrong though. Someone mentioned that Fusion Burst increasing its stacks with Chisa does like double the damage as compared to normal. So if they decide to make the negative status damage her main DPS output, then it would probably be Chisa. But if they do what they've done for basically all these other negative status DPSs and make the negative status damage kind of like not that significant, then it'll probably be Mornai by a little bit. The thing you guys kind of need to keep in mind, especially when it comes to like, right, let me bring up an example. So SK is kind of on the same level, if not better, than Chisa in a Zanny team, right? And I bring this up because Mornai in a team with like Lene Ameth would be stronger than SK because you get the 40% damage bonus from her kit because Lene is there. So you have a stronger SK competing against Chisa. And she also allows you to tomb break 50% faster. You know what I'm saying? I think she also increases tomb break damage as well. Yeah, they 100% do Cactus. Like, the thing you guys need to keep in mind, especially with Lene on the team, Toon Breaks basically do 200k damage. And they could possibly do more with Ameth on the team. Like, that's a real possibility. So you have 200k damage every time you Toon Break, basically, against, like, the toughest of toughest bosses in the game. And, I mean, that's a significant DPS increase, dude. That alone really helps. Getting it 50% faster. uh, I mean, what you guys need to understand is, I mean, okay, I mean, I've always coped for Chisa, but she has one shot of being definitively best in slot in a team, and if I remember correctly, it's the Electro negative status, because it's specified on her outro or something. Yeah. When an attack hits, increase the max stacks of negative status and Electro Rage. So my guess is that if there's any team where she'll be definitively best in slot in, it would be with an Electro negative status character. Toon Break doesn't have unique animations for every character. They only have unique animations for every weapon. I think Electro Rage isn't a negative status, no. I think some other part could possibly tie it to negative status, though. Why did it not track? Hello? Lucia's Electro? I mean, maybe. Nothing's leaked about that. When's the last time you logged into HSR? Yesterday. On my Cassie account. Because that's the one that has a lot of polls. I haven't logged into my Inoxa account for a while, though. We Is this the Mornai waiting room? Nope. Am I the only one who feels scammed by Spectro DPS set not working for DPS Lene? Yeah. I've seen a lot of people saying they don't like that. I decided to not pull cart because I don't want to switch to floor. Watching you just run around her on her is relatively satisfying. Yeah. I don't like I wouldn't even recommend most people go for like what I did and get S6 cart. I don't have much issue with it because one, she's currently the strongest DPS in the game, and also she's also been one of my favorites in the entire game this entire time. But like meta wise, like this decision is kind of slow. You know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of slow because 100% A method is gonna be stronger than this girl right here. Next patch. I'm also curious to see like how strong sequences could be for the new Lua characters. Oh, thank you. I'll get Luke, then drop the game low key. uh, what do you think the buff will be for TOA in 2 days from now? The buff? Do you mean that buff that like nerfs characters? It's Toon Strain and Rupture. That's what it is. The current one I think is if you don't use Echo Skill damage, they have like a certain amount of like resist. This one it's going to be Toon Strain and Rupture. I already checked Hakushin a while back. So basically, if you don't have Lene, you have to deal with more res. I have 700 Afterglow corals. Holy shit. I wish I had that many. It's like 40%. Well, yeah, it's 40%, but you can end up taking it off up to and like reducing it to 16%, I think. But yeah, it does start off as 40. I never get corals because my characters come at max pity. I mean, corals is good if you plan to go on sequences for your characters. That's what most people like to save them up for. If there's a character who likes sequences as much as like Cart, let's say, then people can just get them for incredibly cheap. I mean, being a negative status DPS doesn't mean Chisa best in slot. Especially when the last two negative status DPSs don't have Chisa as a best in slot. Like this, I don't put any merit into negative status means Chisa will be best in slot at all. Did I even get the polls for this thing? I didn't. What the fuck? Is Andy not working with Chisa? Yeah. Chisa best in slot agenda? I mean, I understand why people want it so badly, but like, it's just not happening, bro. Wait. Oh, I forgot what the drifting was. I think it's space. Yeah. There we go. You can abuse it to get more back. Jiza feels more fun to play as the main DPS. I mean, most people agree. It's like the same situation with Kiyuan. She'll get her team. I mean, the reason chat's probably like not that happy is because every CC like lied about her ass. Like that's kind of this is literally why I made the video I did. Like CC's really just be lying about, oh, it's the next SK. It's the 3.x SK. And then you see she just isn't anywhere near as valuable. It's like, oh. Like, have people not learned from Wua, man? They do not like making generalists anymore. People gotta learn this shit. Dude, I'm not getting anything for these. Holy shit. Linnea's the SK of sub DPSs. You simply cannot say this. Like, you genuinely can't. Because she's the only of her kind. Like, you gotta wait a little bit. It's like what I was talking about before. They could literally make the same version of Linnea, but for basic attack damage dealers for Luke. Or it could be like a common trend among the 3.x sub DPSs. That's why I have not made a video calling Linnea must pull. There's like such a decent chance there's another support that ends up having the exact same general buffs, but then way better for their niche. Linnea could be a must pull for Ameth. I mean, if they make a basic attack damage version of Linnea, but for Luke, then the only thing you'd be missing is 25% amp. They could make her, the only one like that. I just don't think they will. Like, that isn't Wua's thing. They never make characters at the beginning of a version stronger than characters later in a version. Like, it just never happens. Like, this would be the first time something like that happens. I don't buy it, man. I really don't. I don't think Ameth will get power crept, and I could be wrong, until the next Senrez in 3.6. So she's got like 5 patches of being the strongest. I could be wrong though. We don't know if Chisa's going to be best in slot, guys. We don't have their kits. We don't have anything. You could be wrong, but you always fold. I was actually considering pulling Ameth on this account. I know I said before in the last stream I didn't know because of how close they were. But like as you guys may have seen from my recent video, I low-key forgot that on the anniversary they just rerun everybody. So Ameth and Lene would legit, and like Mornai and Chisa, like they'd all rerun on the anniversary. So getting the team isn't actually as difficult as I thought. So I might actually end up pulling Ameth. Depends on the animations though, and how strong she is. Yeah, understandable, Amaterasu. Give me my Chacona! Oh, unfortunate. Enemy knockbacks are getting nerfed, thank God. Yeah. Yesterday on stream, I was like going around and running around. And I think at one point I did the tacit field. Literally every attack that they did was knocking me back. Every single one. There wasn't a single one where like, nah, you know, it hurts, but you know, I don't get fucking flung into the air. It was absolutely everyone. Bold of you to plan on pulling for a rerun when you fold for every new character. That actually reminds me. I think one of my most anticipated characters may be on the Annie. So I might not actually pull Ameth. I forgot. There's that White Shrine Maiden that was fucking talked about. That should be Glacio. Got one cost launching me. I don't know what they wanted from us. Yeah. They thought they could get away with it, man. They really thought they could. Because you know their asses were like snickering at the idea of adding them to Weewa at some point. I feel like that's genuinely the only reason they gave them so much knockback. Also to sell Mornai. Because Mornai gives increased interruption resistance. So that would also shield Mornai. It's going good, Uni. Hope you're doing well. When is the Annie anyway? I think it's 3.3. I don't think it'd be 3.4 because it's the collab. So it's probably 3.3. They did the same thing with a 2.3 where like the Annie was damn near at the end of 2.3, but they still made it the Annie anyways. So I think that's going to be the same case scenario here. Might just skip the collab if Rebecca is free. Buddy, don't get your hopes up, okay? Do not get your hopes up. I would have agreed with you if they gave any character on the Annie, but they didn't. If they ain't gonna do it for the Annie, I find it very questionable if they do it for a collab. Do you think it's worth skipping everything for the Annie? Uh, I mean, that's the best time to build a team. If you like save up the pulls, but no. I think the best time to pull for characters is just Sentinel Resonator equivalents. Like, they always get the most shilling in this game. Every time. Like, look at how long Cart has lasted, man. Just look. Like, she's what, like 5, 6 patches old at this point? And she's still in her premium team, the strongest in the game. Unless you're just... Actually, no, I think even high ceiling Cart in her premium team is better than Zanny at this point. Now, Zanny can use Spectro Rover, so you can make the argument, right? That's like a free character, but... Like, genuinely, Cart is really, really strong. I even think she has, like, some of the best Weewa clears now with Chisa. Because Chisa makes it much easier for Cart and Weewa, I think. Let me check Weewa Flex. She actually does really, really good in Weewa now. Damn, almost no one has been running Cart in fucking Weewa. The only person who's run it has gone 3.4k. I know for a fact that can go higher, though. Zanny is both overrated and underrated at the exact same time. She's overrated if you're an average player. If you're a sweaty player, she's really underrated. Or maybe it depends on like the environment you're in, but you kind of get what I mean, right? If you're someone who actually likes like fully understanding your characters and playing them as optimally as possible and learning them, Zanny is like one of the best kind of, examples of that. But if you're just a normal gacha player, like 95% of these gachas player bases, you are not going to like Zanny, in all honesty, probably. They said Annie is probably not Yai Sakura. No, I think that's wrong. I don't know where you got that from, but Anon Leaks just had a leak recently saying that the Annie has not changed. Like, it hasn't been moved to 3 point or 4.1 or anything like that. So Annie is still likely with Yai Sakura. He's like, I don't even know why people are saying this, but there's nothing to credit it. Zanny with SK and Verena is very bad, man. No Phoebe? Phoebe Liz? Oh my goodness. Phoebe Liz Zanny in the Big 26, man. I feel for you. I feel for you. Isn't Chisa best in slot for Zanny? Hell no. No. She isn't best in slot for any of the negative status DPSs unless you get her weapon. Or you do a bunch of quick swap shit. And then even with weapon, She's still like slightly weaker than Spectral Rover, if I remember correctly, for Zanny. Just slightly. And it's like, is that even worth it? You're putting in two limited to be on the same level as the free Rover. Like, at that point, man, at that fucking point, just move on. Move on. Yeah, she can only be best in slot if you give her her weapon, basically. It's kind of how it goes. It would be hilarious if they did this again for Ameth, I'm not gonna lie. It would be so funny if Chisa wasn't better than Mornai and she needed her weapon to be better too. I'm not gonna lie. Like, as a non-Chisa puller, even though I absolutely love her and tried to pull her, it's just so much funnier that way. It would prove the curse of being the last character to release an version. It would prove it. Never trust a Havoc character. That's the last version character, okay? Don't fall for it. Camellia is fine. Well, yeah, but if you're an average player, literally one patch later you see Carlotta. Like 99% of the player base is taking a lot over a Cammy. Yo, Uni, have you seen that video, by the way? Like, considering you watch a bunch of sweat stuff, I saw someone get 16K plus with premium cart. Insanity. Oh, S0R1, like no sequences. Saw that Absolute Cinema? Yeah. I was like, holy fuck, dude. Holy shit. I couldn't dream of doing that shit. It's insane. Hello, Samir. Prolova is leagues more casual friendly than Camellia, in my opinion. Well, Camellia has like the plus of just working with Sanhua. Like, I think this is the one advantage she kind of has, is that her performance, like, she doesn't have anyone premium enough so far in the game yet. Now, this could change with Luke, because if they do make a Lene version of a basic attack damage support for Luke, then Camellia would get buffed by that for sure. But one of her main strengths has always been, like, just run Sanhua SK. Just run Sanhua Verena, right? Like, she has one of the most free-to-play friendly teams in the entire game, even if the performance isn't great. Will Sanhua be Powercraft? I mean, duh. Duh. That's kind of obvious. If they make any premium version of Sanhua, for sure. Pulling any HSR 4.0 units, I actually want to pull both. But I don't know if I can win the 50-50s or like Lycons and stuff. But I 100% want to guarantee getting Sparkle. I didn't think they'd pull the white hair gimmick. I hate this shit, man. Like, I'm so weak for white hair woman. So they pulled it, and it's like, oh, okay. It's time. I need to lock in on HSR. I'm actually logging in every day again. Oh, really, Uni? What is it like? Prolova H Rover Verena? Or Prolova Donjin Verena? Something like that? Frollo Donjin H Rover? Oh, I see. You don't even do 5 minute dailies? No. I don't play all of these gachas every day. I got a comment a little bit ago when it came to my Cartethia account of like, dude, how do you keep up with these three Wuwa accounts? Your fucking bajillion HS. Like, I don't. I don't keep up. I just leave them to the fucking side until I feel like logging on them again. I haven't been on my Phanon account in genuine months. I got Starlit Homecoming on both of my HSR accounts. I haven't logged into my Zanny account in months as well. Like, people think too highly of me, man. I do not put that much time. I mean, you don't have to log in every day. My Anoxa full cleared endgame. And my Anoxa is my free to play account that I don't log into every day. And I also made the worst investment decision possible of going into his E6 instead of just getting more other teams. You really just don't need to log in every day. Relics aren't that good either on that account. You can't even say the relics are good. I give all my good I give all my good genius relics to Archer because he's weaker than my Anoxa, so my Anoxa gets the back end of the relics. What I'm kind of hoping, Uni, is that Yao Guang is just a support. Because it's been leaked that the base path they used to test Yao Guang was Harmony. So I'm hoping it's like a Tribby My Day situation, right? Where like Tribby is best in slot for My Day at the time, but Tribby's so general she's best in slot for like half the game. That's kind of what I'm just praying on right now. And we'll obviously know it legit 4 days from now. We'll have the HSR beta, so we'll know then. But I was literally already thinking of this, Uni, of like having to make a video on this. I'm like, fuck, dude. Like, fuck. This is one of the only things I really appreciated HSR doing, was not releasing like back to back best in slots on the same patch. It was one of the only things. Oh, chest. Oh, there were chests this entire time. Oh my goodness. Wait, it's locked? Do I have to like clear it in 2 minutes for that? What the fudge, man? What the fudge? That might mean Yao Guang is a generalist disguised as an elation character? Yeah, basically. Just think of like RMC, kinda. Like that's kind of my hope. Someone who's part of the new path, and you'd think they're like completely dedicated to the new path, but like they're just so incredibly general. Now that I think of it, Sunday's also like a similar scenario. Wee. I really like the bike. I will pull Sparksy no matter what. I'll probably go into Eidolon investment on her rerun too. I'll make sure she's usable, alright? I'll make sure of it. No man left behind. Do a single on Chacona? I can't. I'm broke. I already did a single earlier. Didn't get anything. Did you get Yeshun Guang? Nope. It is not easy trying to farm all those pulls back. You have OG Sparkle? Nope. How broken would she need to be to power creep Cyrene on Ren teams? Incredibly broken. To power creep Cyrene on Rem teams, basically just take Tribby and then add 40% more res pen buffing to her kit. And bam. You've power crept Cyrene on Rem teams. I mean, Tribby E1 can be better in specific case scenarios because of the E1 gimmick, but no, still no. You'd need the E1 to do like 40% true damage. I mean, Cyrene only power creeps in Amphorius teams, which is what I've been telling people for like ever now at this point. Like, yeah, Cyrene looks super strong right now. Oh my god, she's a must pull. The Doom posting was wrong. But people forget 99% of the so-called Doom posting, whatever they call it, is because people were rightfully saying she's not going to be used for the future teams in the fucking slightest, right? Like, it's just not happening. Oh, I forgot Tuwam fucking closed their website for God knows whatever reason. Rip. I can't even check it. But, like, if you look at any non 3.x Chrysos Air, basically all of their fastest clears will be without Cyrene. True damage is gonna work in 4.x. What? It's still like I don't think you understand what true damage is. True damage applies to everything. Like no matter what, it's just a direct multiplier. They can maybe make like something new that is stronger than true damage, but true damage will work with literally any team. True damage buffing. It's just like Respen. It's just like Respen. It's just like vulnerability. Oh, I didn't even know you could do this. This is what they're for? Oh. It's just like Respen, it's just like vulnerability, and it's just like defense shred.
The knight's challenge has arrived.
1900 damage? That doesn't do anything. What the fuck? Nothing but aura farming. Cyrene has value for elation? Hell no. I mean, you could argue she has value for anything, but like, it's probably not going to be great. Yeah. Cyrene is better than Sunday for Saber. Is that true? I don't think so, no. That doesn't even make any sense. Cyrene can't generate SP. She can't give action advance. She can give one free ult. So maybe if you're doing like some zero AV shenanigans like Zolza does to push her agendas. But if you're not doing that, I just don't really see it.
I can fly too.
Can Florida Liz ride the bike? I don't know. Can she? Probably. There's no reason why she wouldn't.
The knight's challenge has arrived.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful knockback, man. You literally touched me with your horns once and I got sent flying. Absolutely love that. Actually, let's see. Oh, that entire thing that's knockback too. Oh, okay. What else is knockback, man? Oh, that's knockback? Anything else, dude? Wow. Beautiful. Hey, yo, stop following me, bro. Did he just kill himself trying to chase me? Floor can't use utilities? No! I got scammed, bro. I genuinely got scammed. I'm about to sue Kuro Games. My experience has been absolutely ruined. Tuomf is gone, but I'm glad it might reduce zero cycling brain rot with 4.x. I mean, no matter what, zero cycling brain rot isn't going to disappear, man. At this point, it's like kinda eternal. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I made the jump. Like, this is going to be a persisting issue with HSR that just goes on for the rest of its life. Is people only looking at zero cycles for shit and not at all looking at like average clears. It's just a huge bias people have against HSR to push agendas. I've made like what 3 or 4 videos on this shit at this point. People still do it, man. Nobody cares. Like, when will these people understand that zero cycling endgame content is the equivalent of like clearing TOA within a fucking quarter of the allotted time? Never. They'll actually like genuinely never understand it, dude. People who say characters aren't complete without their Eidolons and signatures, you can maybe make the argument for signatures, but 99% case scenarios, Eidolons is just no. Like that's just not how it works. You can maybe make the argument for Aglaia, right? Because Aglaia, the E1 vastly helps her energy issues, so I can understand that one. But for a majority of characters, just no, bro. Right? Like for example, oh, you need E2 Phanon for him to be good for the like E2 Phanon by himself with free to play teammates is zero cycling endgame content. You know what I'm saying? Like just the E2 alone, zero cycling. You don't need that shit, okay? It is like severe overkill, at least for like the current state of the game. I've said this before though. AA is an entirely different beast, and I understand of like people who complain about that. But if you're not talking about AA, then like it really isn't that big of an issue. Like I remember when people were cooking my fucking E6 Anoxa's Pure Fiction run that I did after not playing the game for 3 weeks, having my actual Anoxa relics on Archer instead, and he doesn't have any Cyrene at all. Like he's running fucking free to play teammates I got for free. Like yeah, he's gonna perform shittily. Like, have you guys seen a fucking S6Q Yuan? You wanna know how good an S6Q Yuan is? With fucking Mortefi and Marina or Mortefi and SK? Like, he still gets beat by a premium card team. Like, that shit is depressing, man. And it's fair, because they're both win sub DPSs. They're literally the exact same fucking character. They're both win sub DPSs. Get me out of the water. Windmill sub DPS with bad verticals? Yeah, exactly. Like, they're so similar. Goodbye, my family. Wait. Oh, come on, man. Do you think La Mancha has any chance of being meta? I mean, yeah, he'll be meta on release. Long-term meta? Hell no. Oh my god, guys. Look at the grass physics right here, guys. Look at this. Look at this. You guys seeing this? Oh my goodness. Wow. This is why the game is 50 gigs, by the way. Oh, look at that. Oh my. Wow. I love my foliage, man. I love my foliage. Remove the grass and give me 60 FPS. Does Essex cart carry your account? I mean, there's literally no other limited character on this account, so yeah. It's not like my QU on one, where I was also able to milk like an SK. Ugh. This one wasn't as lucky. Now you don't need Chacona. Common misconception. Alright? Common. Well, actually, need, you're right. However, want, you actually want Chacona more the further you go into her sequences, especially S6. So, my bad. Nerd moment, nerd moment. Well, actually, On mobile, it's 50 gigs and a slideshow in most areas. I would never re-download. The last time I played Woo on mobile, I think was like early Renacita, and it was already kind of cooked. I'm never going back to it, man. Is it because of the erosion amp? Well, like there's that, but also her S6 incentivizes having someone who like constantly spams arrow erosion. When any resonator in the team inflicts arrow erosion on the targets with max stacks, immediately trigger the arrow erosion damage once. Targets take 40% more damage from floor. So you're like more incentivized to have a Chacona that's just constantly spamming arrow erosion. I actually looked at it earlier today on WooFlex. I was looking at whale clears, right? Like whale clears for endgame. Dude, cart is like insane, man. Holy shit. She has like a 7-second clear. And then she also has like a 12-second clear, but with no third slot. I think it was like an S6 cart and then an S2 Chacona. 12-second clear. Wee. Like how E6 Phanon increases Sirene's value. Yeah. Does it? How does E6 Phanon increase Irene's value? I don't think she really does. Oh yeah, Uni, I noticed that. Against like the hardest bosses and like floors 2, 4, and 2, 3, I've noticed that the fastest clearing teams are just wailed out Galbrenas. Oh, right, right. You get more crit damage with E6 Phanon. Yeah, yeah, I forgot about that. Because he can actually, like, overcap the stacks now. Appreciate it, appreciate it. I completely forgot about that, I'm going to be honest. Because I was thinking about it, I'm like, his E6 gives him true damage, which makes Sirene's true damage a little less valuable. And the E6 allows him to ult earlier. However, you don't want to do it until Sirene gets her ult up, which already gives ult anyways. So I was like, think about it for a second. I'm like, eh. But then yeah, the crit damage thing. Is it even possible for solo Don Jin anymore? Fuck no. What? Fuck no. For some of the like the earlier middle towers, and as well as the side towers, yeah. But like the new TOA floors, fuck no, dude. I'm excited for Ameth Lene. Has been fun to use, although her rotations are short and pretty rigid. Ameth will save this game from EOS. Ameth alone will make Solon a woowillion dollars. And this game will take all the awards at the game shows next year. What the hell just happened? I don't know why people use Solo Dungeon as a benchmark anyways, because it fits the agenda, dude. It fits the agenda. That's kind of how it goes. For some people, it's not about logic. It's not about common sense. It's straight up the agenda. I've learned this from One Piece. Many people will act like they're dead serious, but in reality, even they know they're lying, but they just don't care. Two. I spent 120 pulls on Lene, now I regret because of Luke. I mean, I don't think it's like that bad, dude. Like, even though I've been saying for a while now, I think they'll make a basic attack version of Lene for Luke. One, there's a possibility that doesn't happen. And two, you're literally only missing on 25% amp. Like, that's strong. Don't get me wrong. But I don't think it's like a game changing difference. Thank you. I still want more 4 stars. I don't know why that's such a a contentious point for some people. Well, like, the reality is, especially like the more you spend on this game, the more you prefer for there to be no 4 stars. Because once you have like all 4 stars S6'd, you get a pullback every time you get a 4 star. And people, a lot of the times, care more about limited characters than 4 stars. So that's kind of how it goes. It's like, in one way, or one version, you get 4 stars consistently. However, it's hard to build up as many afterglow corals. And you know, in other games, you can argue, right? Like, they might not be that great a value. But in WoWa specifically, afterglow corals have a lot of value because of the fact that you can purchase sequences with them. So I can semi understand it in all honesty, right? What I would prefer WoWa do, what I would prefer WoWa do is the HSR route, where even if they don't release 4 stars, they give a couple free limited 5 stars that are genuinely like really solid and people can use for a lot of teams. And this way people would complain a lot less, right? That's like the best case scenario for WoWa, just doing what HSR does. Do they want to do that? No. Do I think they're going to do that? Hell no, but it would be nice. Yeah, there's been Zhang Liao in 1.2. It is the only free 5 star this game gave. But they only gave him because the game was like genuinely dying. Like, they didn't have much content planned. The events were dry as fuck. Um like people were leaving because like it also had one of the lowest pull counts I think in the history of the game as well. So yeah, it was like a very, very underwhelming sequence of patches to a lot of people, and they did not like that. So he got revived with Lene. Like, I don't think so, man. I've seen this take a lot, but like, he's still gonna be so much fucking weaker. than these 3.x characters, man. If I remember correctly from Chem's Calcs, a Zhang Liao with Lene is now like Carlotta level, right? Like near it. That's good. That's good. Don't get me wrong, but like, dude, it just can't. There's no way it's gonna compare to the version 3 characters. It's just not gonna happen. So it's like a temporary fix, right? It's a bit of a temporary fix to make him a little stronger, but it really isn't enough. It just isn't. They still need buffs. A lot of the 1.x characters need buffs at this point. We are slowly getting to the point where Carlotta, right? Like this character, if you were there when Renacita first dropped, the glaze when it came to her power level and her sequences and like all this, like even Carlotta looks kind of underwhelming these days. I'm gonna be honest. If they gave a Zeshi, I'll be happy. My Carlotta needs it. Yang Yang and keep it up. Yo, chill, bro. Chill. Chillax. Okay. We got 5-star Yap Yap coming in 3.x. She's about to power creep the entirety of the game. Okay. Don't talk down to Yap Yap. Yao also likes Toon Break more than most because he can use it to cancel some of his animations. One of Zhang Liao's main problems is his full rotation barely fits in the 14-second window. So if he gets interrupted, his last hypercube could end up not being buffed by outros. Rotation issues with older characters. Oh yeah, I forgot the other Sentinel Resonator in this thing should be in 3.6. Yeah. Maybe Yap Yap has some competition. Actually, what if they make Yap Yap not even a DPS? Now that I think of it. I have her S6. I feel like my Yuno is doing the same at S0R1. Okay, that's crazy. That's kind of crazy. I think something's wrong. Something wrong is probably going over there. But yeah, Yuno is stronger than Lotta at this point by a little bit. What is Yuno's damage on Chem's thing? Like 1.9 mil per rotation? It was like Augusto level. Why is there a speed limit, man? Just let me run people over. I have Yuno's best in slot team, but not Carlotta's because she's never needed it. Okay, that explains a lot more. Okay, that explains a lot more. Still, I feel like an S6 Lotta should probably still be stronger though, but it explains a lot more. Because I think S6 Lotta is like at least double the damage as compared to a normal Lotta. So let me check Pridewin actually. Pridewin.gg. Um, hit game Wuthering Waves, please. Ice Lotta at S6. She is 2.3x as strong. 2.3x. going from 80. Actually, no. These guys have weird damage numbers. I'm gonna be honest. 205k DPS. Wonder what our life would be like if Pride didn't exist. I think Pride is a net benefit, but people hate on Pride like a lot because they don't use it correctly, in my opinion, or they just have like extreme biases. Like 90% of the time when I see someone like hating on Pride, it's because they are probably less like they have a worse opinion than Pride, but they're biased. That's like 90% of the time. It's very rare you find someone who like has a genuine idea of what they're talking about and at the same time is criticizing Pride. It's also good for looking at like weapon jumps to a certain extent, sequence jumps, like stuff like that. I just don't think it's good for comparing direct DPS, in my opinion. I think that's like the one thing where it can be weird. Because Pride has their own whatever fucking rotations. And it's not always accurate to the character. You think Ameth's gonna power creep cart? I don't think I know. It's basically a guarantee at this point. I was skeptical on it before because I was like, maybe if she's not negative status, they won't make her stronger than Cart because they'll try to make it a thing where like negative status characters are the strongest. But ever since she got leaked to have Fusion Burst, I've been like 100% confident, without a shadow of a doubt. She's gonna be stronger than Cart Premium. She also has her full team. Like she already has her full team. She has Lene, and then you can run either Chisa or Monai, whoever ends up being better. So there isn't even any discussion of like, oh, she's going to get some future teammate. Like, no. Her entire team is here. So. I mean, she'll probably power creep for sweats too, Uni, let's be honest. Oh, wait, actually, I remember people saying that Lene is... I literally saw a video yesterday that someone made saying Lene is unquick swap friendly. So maybe. So like the ceilings of Cart and Zanny. I mean, also, what they could also do is just make it to where her average rotation is stronger than the ceiling of those characters. like low key, they could just do that. Not gonna lie. When is Wua beta out? I think like a week. Because like, how strong would you need to make a team to beat like Cart and Zanny ceiling? Like 2.6 million, 2.7 million per rotation. I honestly think that's doable. Like I think that's actually in the cards of like being possible to happen. It would be egregious power creep, but I mean, they could maybe make an excuse like, oh, it's only if you have the best in slot weapons that she's this strong in the full team. I don't know. Hopefully it isn't, but I think it's a real possibility. I feel like some casuals struggle to get 5k new endgame with Cart while sweats get over 3x that. Yeah. I think the average I've seen with premium Cart for most people is like 8 or 9k. If they have like some clue what they're doing. It's like 8 or 9k. It also makes it like interesting, right? Like if they're going this route with Lene, are they just gonna start making it so that characters have way lower ceilings, so that people can't get like extended life out of them? I've seen some people having discussions about that. However, I'd like to think that this is like a one time thing. I don't think this is something they'll do forever, of like making every character anti quick swap. But they could, because I'm just gonna say it how it is. People learning how to actually play the game and do quick swap, I know for a fact has hurt them so much. Like they've lost so much money from it. So it just depends on how greedy they are. They have lost an absolute fuck ton of money from people actually knowing how to play their game. The same applies to like some of these other games, but like for example, in HSR, the power creep and HP inflation is so goddamn rampant to where even like the sweatiest of people need the newest units, right? You can in card or sorry in like Lua, you can still get away with free to play accounts clearing shit. So I love power creeping. LOL. I hate it as a player, but I love it in terms of a like content creator thing and being able to talk about it. Like it makes for way more discussion, way more people are interested in it, and a lot of people get hyped, especially when their favorite character is that strong. But it also brings the uncomfortable conversations of, you know, are my older characters gonna get buffed, right? And then if they don't, even though there's persisting power creep, it's like, oh, I don't know how much I like this, right? So as a player, it sucks, but as a discussion, as a like community thing to talk about, it's really fun in my opinion. This is one of the big reasons I like HSR actually. I think I remember telling people this. One of the biggest reasons why I like HSR is because of the leaks community discussion. Like there's always so much to talk about. People are so invested in it. It makes for really fun content. Oh yeah, I saw Rin recently cleared the new ZZZ Shiyu with Anton, which is crazy. Now, obviously, if you're a casual player, just don't even try replicating it. He spent apparently 19 hours straight trying to do that run with Anton. But, you know, it's still impressive. It's kind of the equivalent of solo Don Jin clears that are like down to the very last milliseconds. What the heck? Yeah, what? I did not know this was a thing, not gonna lie. I heard his builds were chopped. Hey, that wouldn't be surprising. I think he stopped playing ZZZ literally the second that he what's it called? The second that he like did his challenge of trying to clear ZZZ as a new player as quick as possible, he just dipped. No, Wuwa doesn't have a substat selector. It drives me insane. It absolutely drives me insane. Even with main stat selectors, it's still just so fucking garbage, man. I was not having a fun time farming for this cart or farming for Fro on my other account. Like HSR and WUWA need to switch their selectors. HSR needs a main stat selector and WUWA needs a substat selector. Just interchange them. Do a collab and interchange them, please. I'm begging. What have they been doing since 2.4? Oh, I'll show you, bro. I'll show you. You want to see what they've been doing since 2.4? Look at this. Look at the grass. Look at that. Wow. Look at how it moves. And then when I go on the bike and I ride on it, look. Oh my goodness. You see that? Look at this. Look at this. Oh my. You don't see this in any other game. Good ass grass? Yeah, exactly. Bruh, I've been farming the new Discord nest for Linnae. You can't make a single normal rotation without getting interrupted. Dude, it's genuinely been so funny to see people complaining about this shit, man. Oh my goodness. Let's go test it ourselves, guys. Let's go test it ourselves. Let's definitively conclude the truth. All right, come on, hit me, hit me. Give me your best shot. Ooh. To be fair, those are, oh. Is that a one cost? Oh. Okay, okay. Eh. That one's fine, that one's kind of fine. Oh. Uh-oh. Oh. Wait, hold up. They can do it while she's in floor? Oh, shit. Wait. Yo, what the fuck just hit me right there? Yo, son. Wait, this might... Oh, I forgot. Reslib increased damage. Alright, now we got the bulls. I've heard these ones knock you back like crazy. Yo, are they gonna attack? Oh, that upswing. That really gets you. And the charge. So the charge, oh my. Yo, they're comboing me, man. They're comboing. Oh my goodness. Get me out of here, bro. Get me out of here. Oh my god. I don't know, bro. I don't want the smoke, man. Now my small cart needs to heal. They were dude. Like I get attacked once, then another one comes in with another attack that fucking juggles you. Then the other bull is coming from behind trying to like run my shit down. Oh my goodness. In a large quantity, dude, they don't play around, man. They really don't. We was gonna be fun if they had these things? No, please no. That doesn't sound very fun to me. Dude, imagine my Q Yuan getting fucking kicked off his shit when he's in his forte. Oh, I'd be so livid. Oh, it would be such a nerf to my Q Yuan and Weewa. Wait, actually, he's S6. Does his S6, S1 make him, let me see. Hopefully his S1 makes it uninterruptible. Gallery. Thus spoke the blade, teach, save, sacrifice. Can no longer be interrupted. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Yup, that's what I'm talking about, baby. Let's go. You know what? I honestly don't have an issue with them making Weewa more difficult. Just add those enemies, man. I have no problem with it. Change my mind. Increase difficulty. Claim achievements? Why? I usually run around deleting everything with Brant, but they really mess up his spider swinging. I actually heard that if the maybe they might have already patched it. If the bulls are like going after you, the ones you saw earlier in the Tacet field, they can actually interrupt Brant's ult. Like the times, like they can interrupt the time stop, ignore it, hit your character, and stop them from doing their Reslib attack. That's insane, bro. That's genuine. Yo, imagine that shit happening, man. Imagine. Yes, I've genuinely heard that someone used Reslib against the Bulls, but they got like hit while the time stop was going, and it just didn't like it canceled the Reslib. And there's a cooldown and everything. You can't do it again. Give me my 50 tuners over here. Thank you. Do a one pull? What's my pity? Oh yeah, they can also interrupt Perlova, yeah. My pity is 27. 28 is the lucky number right here. Yeah. How many pulls you got S6R1 cart in? 5 times 86 is how much I got cart in. Or actually a little less. Probably like 5 times 82 or 5 times 81. So around 300 pulls. Wait, no. It's more than that. I'm stupid. It's 400 pulls. No earlies? I got like 1 or 2 earlies on this cart, I think. 1 or 2. But I also got a fuck ton of marinas. I lost the 50-50 a lot. If we go over here, you may or may not notice I still have this goddamn standard choice banner, but Verena over here is S3. So clearly, Verena's a big fan, right? Verena is absolutely a huge fan of me. And so, yeah, she's basically what I lost my 50-50 to every single time. $400 is still good. 400 is like average. Because in this game, not only is there less max pity, well, it's above average, right? But there's less max pity, and you can buy sequences, which I did. I bought one of the sequences. So it's technically 400 plus pulls got me 6 Cartethias. Kinda. Mm-hmm. 400 pulls for S6 is lucky side, average is 500. I mean, does that include using corals for sequences? Because if you use a coral for a sequence, that automatically basically gets rid of a pity and puts me at like 480 plus, which is the average. So I really didn't have like exceptional luck with this Cartethia. Oh, it does include in coral sequences? Oh. Damn. To be fair, it's deserved, okay? If anything, I deserve better luck. You know what? I'm not satisfied. I'm on like a fucking 6 or... don't say that. I'm on like a 6 plus 50-50 loss streak across all my gotchas currently. My S6 cart took less than 200 pulls. Because I already had enough corals for 2 dupes. And I got 4 carts and 30 pulls at some point. Like, sometimes I just sit here and think, like, why couldn't that be me? Right? Why does this other person deserve it instead of me? It doesn't matter how lucky I already am. I always want to be more lucky. Yang Yang will come back into the story as a Sentinel Resonator. Mark my words, gentlemen. Mark my words. Sen Res Yap Yap will absolutely dominate this game for years. You know, now that I think about it, why are all the Senres equivalents in this game DPSs? Why can't they be like supports? I kind of wish HSR would do this too. Like sometimes you just gotta make an Emanator a supportive person, man. Why do they all have to be DPSs? Sentinel equals power equals DPS? Oh, why don't we get the Sentinel of Harmony and Peace? You were lucky with your Kyuan pulls? So? Why can't I get more lucky? Huh? Exactly. Answer me this, Batman. They died. They couldn't support or survive being the only supportive Sentinel. They got bodied. Where's the Sentinel of Healers? True. True. All right, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a very short, quick stream, but I will now go as I haven't eaten all day. Okay, it's fucking 8:30. What? Yeah, it's exactly 8:30 p.m. Still haven't eaten. Still haven't really done shit. Love you all. Hope you have a great day. Hope you have a great night. And small cart. Wait. Small cart says goodbye. Okay, she says goodbye. Wait, I never realized until now that her tacit mark is on her forehead. How'd I never realize this?